Welcome back to the B-Man97 channel. I know it's been a long time since I made a video. Pretty much all of my hives had unfortunately died off and I decided to take a little break. But this spring I'm starting back up. I'll be getting 4 packages and here in the next couple weeks or so. So I decided to make a video on how I've taken some processed wax and turned it into wax blocks that I can later use for various projects. And so this is kind of the process I'm going to take. So I do all my wax refining in my kitchen. So here are a couple of blocks that I've had more or less scraped down and cleaned up the best that I can. And so I go ahead and put them in my wax melting pot. And this is the pot that I use only for mostly pure wax. And so I go ahead and set up like a double boiler situation here. You kind of want just the boiling water to heat the wax by temperature. You want like direct flame on it or anything. So this is kind of the setup. I'll leave that boiling and normally just kind of walk away and make sure it doesn't boil over anything. And while that's going on, I'll set up my mold. I like to lay wax paper down on the table just in case I get any spillage or anything. It makes it a lot easier to clean up. So I just sprayed that with some demolding to help remove the wax. Here's about 45 or 50 minutes later. I'd say almost all melted down. Doesn't take too long. It's pretty smooth. So this is me. I'm going to go ahead and pour this in here. You can see there's some debris, but that's okay. I'll scrape that out later before it cools. It looks like a dead bee. And that happens, you know, you're never going to get it 100% pure, but the purer you can get it, the better. And this, since it's a pretty big mold, it kind of condenses quite a bit, so I like to add a little extra. And on this particular time, I accidentally added too much, and it overfilled, and that's why I have the wax paper. So that's just a good thing to keep in mind. See, there it goes, overflowing a little bit. So this is after about 2 minutes or 3 minutes. You can see that whatever spilled up on the table is hardened now. So this is about 30-35 minutes later, and you can see that the top is completely solidified. And you can see that it's starting to pull away from the edges of the mold, which tells me the sides are starting to solidify as well. But it's still very fragile at this point, so I wouldn't pull it out because it could cause it to crack, or there might even be liquid on the inside and cause it to spill. So this is about 2.5 hours after, and you can see there's a few cracks on the front, and that normally happens when it cools down too fast. I mean, I did have this in room temperature. I'm not sure why it cooled so quickly, but most of the time it doesn't form cracks like that. And this is 16 ounces, 1 pound. That's what the mold is rated for. And it's just kind of nice to have it in a block form versus like all these little pieces that I have laying around. And this is just the mold I have. You can see it comes out pretty easy. And it's I'm pretty happy with it. So right now I don't have much use for these wax blocks, so I just kind of keep them in the living room as like a little wax display. And that's some comb from a top bar hive that I built into a little display as well. And yeah, look forward to new videos. Thanks for watching the B-Man97 channel.